Hi. In this episode, we're going to take this project to the next step, and we're looking at our print, and the print's requiring this particular groove in the middle, which is looking at 312 wide and 312 deep, 312 thousandths wide and 312 thousandths deep. For our purposes, we're going to use an end mill that's 312 thousandths wide. Okay, this end mill is 312 thousandths wide. For us to be accurate in what we're doing, we're going to check the end mill, and we see that the end mill is 312. We want to just make sure that it's 312. If it wasn't, we'd have to make a slight correction in our movement to put this groove in the middle, because its location is required to put this groove in the middle. Okay. To do that, we have our 5/16 end mill. We're going to take our part, which is square. This is the part we had squared originally. We're going to place it in the mill, nice and clean, no burrs, on a parallel, and we're going to hold it, and we're ready to go. I'm going to bring the table over to this particular point, bring the end mill down with the quill to about a little bit below the surface, and what we're going to do here is we're going to use the end mill to find center. We do have other tools to do that. An edge finder would work just as well, but we can use the end mill with a piece of paper to be close enough. We're going to turn it on, and with a piece of paper, until it just touches right about there. Stop the machine, bring the end mill up. We know the edge of the end mill is on the edge of the part. We know the dimension of this part. And what we're going to do at this exact moment is we're going to set our indicator here to 0. And we know that the end mill is 312 thousandths in diameter, which makes it 156 thousandths to radius. So to put the center of the end mill to the edge of the part, we need to dial over 156 thousandths. 156. At this point, if we were to bring the quill down a little bit, we can actually see by observation that the end mill looks pretty good. Looks right about on the middle, right on the edge of the part. Now what we're going to do is come over to our print. We know that the dimension here is 1/437, and half of 147 is going to be 700. And okay, we're going to come over to here, back over to our dial. We know we need about 717. Set this to 0, and we're going to come over 700. This measures 200 a revolution. 0 to 0 is 200, so that's 200, 400, and then another 100. Another 200 is 600, and then 100 is 700. Let's see where we're at here. So far, so good. And then another 17 should be fine. 10, 15, 16, 17. And then we're going to lock our long feed down, and we should be right about in the middle. And it's looking pretty good just by observation, but we're going to check it quick. Here's how we check this. We're going to come over, turn it on. Again, with our quill, we can come down, we can gently touch off, lock the quill, come off the work, And now we know we need to go 312 thousandths deep. Loosen the knee. Come over to here. Set this to 0. We want to do about 100,000 step to cut, so it's going to be 100, 100, 100, and then 12. That'll give us 312 thousandths deep. But to make sure that we're in the middle where we want to be, we're only going to come up 10 thousandths right now. So I'm going to bring this up about 10 thousandths, maybe 20. And I'm going to lock the knee. And the reason for that is we're going to make a light pass, a 20 thousandths deep pass. Now, we have now milled a pass with the end mill, about 20 thousandths deep, maybe a little bit deeper. We're going to put a little chamfer breakage on it anyway, and you won't even see this 20 thousandths. But what we can do is, we know we need to be in the middle. We can take our caliper just to double check ourselves and see where we're at. I'm looking at about 705, and I'm looking at about 700, and we're at about 700. So we're pretty much in the middle. At this point, what we can do is go back to our setting of 20 thousandths. What we could do is go another 80. We can come back over and take our 20 and go to 100, and which is 0. That's our 100. Lock the knee. We're going to go across, and that'll put us 100 down. The next thing we're going to do is loosen the knee, come over, bring it up another 100 to 0 again, and make another pass. Come back out, loosen the knee, tighten the knee, come up another 100 for 300 thousandths, tighten the knee, come across, we're at 300 down. The next thing we'll do is we'll loosen the knee, come up another 12 for 312, tighten the knee, come across, and we have our groove at 312 deep in the center, 312 wide.